Hi, I'm John Morishanu. Welcome to the Education First Party. Our party is inspired by a vision that every child born reaches her full potential for joy and productivity. The mission of the Education First Party is to cast a spotlight on the gap between that vision and the reality lived by millions of children across the country, which we call the daily silent Katrina. A daily silent Katrina of unsafe streets, second-rate schools, and unstable homes. 120 years after Plessy v. Ferguson and 63 years after Brown v. Board, schools are more separate and unequal than ever. In most zip codes in America, kids can walk to and from school safely. In others, they cannot. In most zip codes in America, families are relatively stable. In others, not. This is a triple tragedy of unrealized potential. A silent daily Katrina ignored by most politicians and the press. Leaders of both major parties, from Michelle and Barack Obama to George Bush and Mitt Romney, have spoken at times eloquently about this problem, but neither major party has given this issue the priority it deserves. The Education First Party has an 8-point program. First, the Zip Code Safety Gap Amendment, which will guarantee equal protection of the laws in terms of physical safety. Second, the Equal Schools Amendment, that will guarantee that every child in America has a top quality education in academics, the arts, and athletics in a school with strict discipline, high expectations, and high standards. Third, the Family Structure Inequality Act, which will provide universal access to all reproductive services, eliminate the economic incentives for unready parenthood, and provide strict moral education, including abstinence, as well as parental education. Fourth, the End the War on Drugs Act. The war on drugs has turned many zip codes in America and countries overseas into war zones. If there's one lesson from American history, it is prohibition did not work. It took us 13 years to realize that the first prohibition was a mistake. The second prohibition has been going on for almost 50 years. How long before we recognize the mistake? The fifth point is a national civic literacy curriculum. A true democracy depends on a civically literate population. The best test of civic literacy is the ability to make a strong case for both sides in the next election, marshaling principles, facts, and solutions for each of the issues that you think is so important it should influence your decision. Preparation for such a test should be the backbone of the social studies curriculum in every K through 12 school in America. 6, a West Point for teachers and an Annapolis for statesmen, in order to highlight the importance of and stimulate interest in teaching and public service. 7th, Academic Idol, a national televised weekly teaching competition designed to highlight best teaching practices across the curriculum. 8th, the Political Campaign Pledge. We believe that politicians should model the values that children are taught in schools: gratitude, kindness, courage, and self-mastery. We pledge to do our best. If a child feels unsafe on the streets, he will find safety in numbers and join a gang. If a child is worried about getting stabbed in the school bathroom, she will have a hard time focusing on physics. If a school does not reinforce the high standards and high expectations set at home, the message is unlikely to stick. If a home does not reinforce the messages of high standards and high expectations in academics and in behavior, that message can easily be lost. If the community does not reinforce the high expectations and high standards set at home and in the school, the odds of that message sticking are lower than they otherwise would be. To realize the vision of equal opportunity requires coordinated action on 3 fronts: the school, the home, and the community. To deny the severity of this problem in any one of the spheres is a recipe for defeat. This has been the pattern over the last half-century. The first step forward is to get over the denial and recognize the nature of the problem. If you are in fundamental agreement with our principles and our program, please join us. Please consider setting up a local chapter of the party. Please consider running for office. Welcome and good luck.